Welcome to Headline Hub Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. August 8th, 2025. Super Typhoon Kai-shek, the strongest storm in a decade, slammed into the Philippines. Winds tore at rooftops, coconut trees snapped, and rain turned roads into rivers within minutes. In cities and villages, families huddled in darkness, listening to the chaos outside, praying for morning. Landslides buried homes in the Cordilleras. Storm surges swallowed coastal towns in the Visayas. Metro Manila's streets became rivers, trapping residents on rooftops, desperate for rescue. Fear gripped the nation, not just for homes and loved ones, but for the systems holding society together. The power grid failed, plunging millions into darkness. Communication lines went down, isolating entire provinces. Rescue efforts struggled as roads vanished and information dried up. The storm wasn't just a natural disaster, it was an assault on the infrastructure that keeps a country alive. As the typhoon raged, the nation fought to hold on, 1 hour at a time. The blackout was more than just the absence of light. It was a suffocating silence that settled over the city, a signal that something far more serious was unfolding. It was a creeping dread that seeped into every home, every heart, as people realized how vulnerable they truly were. With the power grid crippled by the storm's fury, a new and urgent threat emerged, a nationwide energy crisis that no one was prepared for. Hospitals, the last line of defense, ran on dwindling generator fuel, fighting desperately to keep life support machines, incubators, and critical care equipment running for their most vulnerable patients. What happens when the fuel runs out? That question haunted every administrator and official, keeping them awake at night as they scrambled for solutions. Rescue teams depended on precious fuel for their trucks, boats, and helicopters. Without it, their life-saving operations would grind to a halt, leaving entire communities stranded. Stranded families and isolated villages faced the terrifying prospect of being completely cut off from help, with floodwaters rising and no way to call for rescue. For ordinary Filipinos, no power meant more than just darkness. It meant no way to cook food, no clean water to drink, and no way to communicate with loved ones or authorities. The energy crisis threatened to turn a natural disaster into a full-blown humanitarian catastrophe, as food, water, and medical supplies became harder to distribute. The storm would eventually pass, but the darkness could linger for weeks, or even longer, if fuel supplies weren't restored quickly and safely. Every minute without energy put more lives at risk as hospitals, shelters, and families waited anxiously for relief that seemed just out of reach. The nation's survival now depended on one thing: fuel. Every delivery was a lifeline, every barrel a chance to save lives and restore hope. In the eye of the storm, energy was more than just power, it was life itself, the difference between hope and despair. And as the hours slipped by, the clock was ticking faster than ever, counting down to a crisis that threatened everyone. In the chaos, fuel became the nation's lifeline. Every rescue, by helicopter, boat, or ambulance, depended on gasoline, diesel, or aviation fuel. Hospitals became islands of light, but their generators were thirsty, burning through diesel at alarming rates. Each fuel delivery was as vital as medicine or food. Relief trucks, rescue boats, even chainsaws clearing roads, all ran on fuel. Without it, the country would grind to a halt. The entire chain of survival, from government agencies to local volunteers, was powered by the humble internal combustion engine. Every drop of fuel delivered was a direct contribution to saving lives. In disaster, fuel wasn't just a commodity, it was hope. The nation's ability to respond, recover, and rebuild depended on keeping the tanks full. In this crisis, fuel was the difference between life and loss, and the supply was running dangerously low. As the nation struggled through one of its most challenging crises, one facility emerged as its beating heart: the Petron Bataan refinery, a symbol of resilience and hope for millions of Filipinos. Overlooking the vast expanse of Manila Bay, this sprawling refinery is responsible for supplying nearly a third of the country's fuel needs, powering everything from vehicles and industries to homes and hospitals across the archipelago. When Typhoon Kai-shek struck with relentless force, the refinery became the last bastion of energy security, standing firm as the storm battered the coastline and threatened to plunge the nation into darkness. Here, imported crude oil is meticulously transformed into essential fuels: gasoline, diesel, LPG, and aviation fuel, each product vital for keeping the country moving, especially during emergencies. Its unwavering round-the-clock operation meant the difference between resilience and collapse, ensuring that life could go on even as the storm raged outside. Had the refinery faltered, fuel stations would have run dry, rescue operations would have stalled, and hospitals, already stretched thin, would have gone dark, leaving countless lives at risk. The fate of millions, from families huddled in flooded neighborhoods to first responders on the front lines, rested on the refinery's ability to withstand the storm's fury. Built to endure the harshest weather, the refinery's true strength lay in its people, dedicated engineers, technicians, and operators who understood that their work was nothing less than critical to the nation's survival. As fierce winds battered Bataan and rain lashed the facility, these unsung heroes braved the elements, working tirelessly to keep the refinery running and fueling the nation's fight for survival. The refinery was more than just steel and concrete. It was the backbone of the national response, a pillar of strength for the entire country in its hour of need. In the darkest hour, as the storm raged and uncertainty loomed, the refinery stood as a fortress of hope, its lights shining defiantly against the night. Its silent, steadfast power kept the country alive, providing the energy needed to endure and recover. The nation's future depended on its flame never going out, a beacon of resilience, unity, and unwavering determination for all Filipinos. While others sought shelter, the Petron Bataan refinery team prepared for battle. Disaster protocols were activated, systems reinforced, and supplies checked. As the typhoon struck, operators worked around the clock, separated from their families but focused on their duty. They braved the storm to inspect pipelines and secure equipment, knowing a single mistake could mean shutdown. Their resolve was unwavering, ordinary Filipinos doing extraordinary work. Through their courage, the refinery operated continuously, refining crude into vital fuels even at the storm's peak. They were the anonymous heroes keeping the lights on. The storm could break trees and flood cities, but it couldn't break their spirit. When the wind subsided, the nation had the energy to begin healing, thanks to them. In the eye of the storm, they stood their ground for all Filipinos. As the clouds cleared, recovery began, and the refinery's mission shifted to offense. Its storage tanks, now the nation's most valuable resource, had to reach every corner in need. Convoys of fuel tankers, often with military escorts, raced to hospitals, military bases, and disaster command centers. Each delivery was a victory, bringing life and hope to devastated areas. For remote islands and cut-off villages, Petron's marine tankers navigated debris-filled waters to deliver fuel. This fuel powered generators in evacuation centers, motorboats for rescue, and local clearing operations. No community was left behind. The impact was immediate. Hospitals stayed lit, families cooked warm meals, and rescue teams pressed on. The refinery wasn't just supplying fuel, it was empowering communities to rebuild. Every drop delivered was a step toward recovery. The nation's road to healing was paved with energy and determination. And the refinery was at the heart of it all. Typhoon Kai-shek revealed a vital truth. Energy security is national security. The ability to produce our own fuel is a pillar of sovereignty and resilience. The Petron Bataan refinery shields the Philippines from global market shocks and supply disruptions. In peace, it stabilizes prices and supports jobs across industries. In crisis, it becomes a matter of national defense. Without it, the country would be vulnerable, unable to defend, maintain order, or keep the economy running. The refinery is a strategic buffer, guaranteeing fuel for every emergency. Supporting it is as crucial as maintaining a strong military or food supply. It's more than a business. It's critical infrastructure for prosperity and security. Its continuous operation is a quiet declaration of Filipino strength. The refinery stands as a guardian of our independence. The Petron Bataan refinery's journey mirrors the nation's progress. From its 1961 beginnings, it grew through decades of upgrades and modernization. Today, it's one of the region's most advanced, processing a wide range of crude oils and producing cleaner fuels. It meets strict environmental standards, invests in sustainability, and supports local communities. The refinery is a testament to Filipino capability and innovation. It's a world-class facility run by world-class talent. From humble roots, it became a strategic asset and a source of national pride. Its evolution is a legacy of strength and progress for the Philippines. The refinery's story during Typhoon Kai-shek is about more than industry. It's about the Filipino spirit. In the face of howling winds and relentless rain, workers stood their ground, determined to keep the lights on for millions. Their courage and commitment became a symbol of hope for the entire nation. Through adversity, it became a beacon of unity, resilience, and hope. Communities came together, neighbors helping neighbors, showing that in times of crisis, the Filipino heart shines brightest. As the nation rebuilds, the refinery powers not just recovery but the future. It stands as a pillar of strength, ensuring that daily life continues and dreams remain within reach. Every day it fuels transport, industry, and progress. From the bustling highways to the smallest barangays, its energy touches every Filipino life, driving growth and opportunity. It's woven into the fabric of national ambition, a silent partner in building a brighter tomorrow. The refinery's presence is felt in every home, every school, and every business striving for success. The challenges ahead, typhoons, climate change, the shift to cleaner energy, are real. Each storm tests our resolve, reminding us of the urgent need to adapt and innovate. But the lesson is clear: we have the capacity to adapt and overcome. Together, we rebuild, improve, and prepare for whatever the future may bring. The refinery evolves, producing cleaner fuels and investing in sustainability. By embracing new technologies and green solutions, it leads the way toward a more sustainable Philippines. Progress means building the strength to face any storm. It's about reinforcing our foundations and ensuring that our communities remain safe and secure, no matter the challenge. The Petron Bataan refinery is a beacon of Filipino ingenuity and resilience. It stands tall as a testament to what we can achieve when we work together with pride and purpose. It reminds us we have the power to secure our nation and fuel our dreams. Every drop of energy is a promise to keep moving forward, to keep believing in a brighter future. There will be more storms, but there will also be beacons and heroes ready to keep the nation's heart beating. In every crisis, new leaders emerge, lighting the way for others. They power not just our machines, but our hope for a better tomorrow. With every sunrise, the Filipino spirit rises too, undaunted, united, and always moving forward.